All right, so we're gonna do a nice little workday flow routine that's intended to counteract a lot of things that get stiff and tight while you're sitting and working at a desk. You can do this several times throughout the day. It only takes a few minutes. Every couple of hours would be ideal to really kind of open up the things that typically get tight while you're sitting and working at a computer. So we're gonna start on the ground just with some breathing. You're gonna stack your head on your hands and you're just gonna breathe here. And we're focusing on kind of breathing the belly down into the floor, expanding the rib cage 360 degrees. And you want to do that for 5 to 10 breaths. And now we're going to prop up on the elbows and just do some head nods. Up and down, nice and smooth, 10 each direction. Now we're going to go to the side, looking back towards the feet. So side to side like that, nice and smooth, 10 each way. Now we're going to come up onto the hands and knees and do a little cat-cow, where we're really focusing on pushing the upper back towards the ceiling and then bringing the chest through. Pushing up and away and bringing the chest through. 10 of those each way. Now we're going to bring the elbow and forearm down to the floor, sit the hips back, take the other hand on the small of the back, and working on opening up the chest and the upper back here. So from here, we're going to open up the shoulder, look away, and back down. So we're opening up, pushing away through the forearm that's on the floor. Very smooth there. Exhaling here, 10 of those on each side. Now we're going to come up onto a knee and get a hip flexor stretch. So we're going to get nice and stacked over the knee and hip and really squeeze the glute here. So we're squeezing the glute, trying to tuck the pelvis backwards and then sitting nice and tall. You should feel the stretch right through here, maybe all the way down to the knee. Nice inhales and exhales for 5 to 10 breaths. Before we switch sides, we're going to work on the ankle by driving the knee forward, out over the toes, keeping the heel down, and then coming back and lifting the foot up towards the shin. Drive the knee forward, rock back, lift the foot up. Then you'll switch to the other side and do the tall kneeling hip flexor stretch, again for 5 to 10 breaths, and then work on the other ankle. Driving the knee forward and rocking back. Now we're going to stand up and do a nice little cross-touch march where we're marching and touching the elbow or forearm to the opposite thigh or knee. We'll make this nice and smooth, fluid, 10 each way. Lastly, we're going to get up against the wall, feet are away from the wall a little bit. We're going to get as much of the back against the wall as you can, and then we're going to open up and really try to get the elbows, hands, and maybe even your wrist up against the wall here. And a lot of you may just want to breathe for 5 to 10 breaths there, really trying to get everything back against the wall, opening up the front side of the body. If you're a little looser, want to do a little extra, we can do a little wall slide here, where we're up and down, again keeping everything from the butt up against the wall, exhaling as you go up for 5 to 10 reps. And that should help you loosen up nicely throughout the day while you're working so you don't get so stiff and tight. Thanks.